I'm happy to be with you guys today. There is a slight controversy over whether you get your name and you live up to your name, or if your name makes you live up to it. I'm going to put that to rest and say both are very true. My name is Cher, and every time I hear Cher, especially even today when people would say Cher, I think of sharing, S-H-A-R-E. So I'm happy to share with you today some of my experiences. And I also am thankful for my mom because that name is perfect for my website. It's Share Your Life. I am a life coach now, and I'm super excited to get started in that career. As you'll hear, it's quite new to me. So I'm going to start with sharing two little stories. The first one is about, I was very upset about something a while back, and I'm not going to get into the details of it because that's not the point of my story, but it's one of those times when you're just gut-wrenching upset. And there really wasn't much I could do about it. And I just knew something needs to change. And it was kind of embarrassing and kind of personal. So I thought, I need a friend. I need to go to a friend. And at that point, I picked a friend that to me was very loyal, very trustworthy, definitely would never judge me. And most importantly, I needed a hug, and how important that embrace would be. So the interesting part about my story is I went to her and I told her everything that was going on. And she didn't know what to say, which is completely okay. I don't think as a friend, we need to know how to fix the problem. We just need to sometimes listen to the problem. But the interesting thing that happened was she started to tell me about experiences that she was having. And as she told me her experiences, completely opposite of mine, had nothing to do with it. But as we talked about our feelings and what we were going through, that was the exact same thing. And so what I learned from that day is sometimes it doesn't matter what the problem is. We have the same feelings, we have the same despair, and to just be there for each other sometimes is the most important thing. I told you that she was the loyal, trustworthy friend. My first challenge is to be that friend. Okay, not to find that friend, but to be that friend. Everybody needs that friend, especially in this day and age. We all need to be that person for somebody that can carry our burdens, somebody that we, obviously with COVID, it's hard to give embracing, but that we can embrace if possible, because that hug is a chemical reaction in our bodies that helps us to heal. It was interesting too, as I told you, we didn't really have advice for each other because our situations were so different. But as we left each other, we both felt so much better. We both felt the burden lighten on each side. And so just remember that as you go to be this friend, and that's my first challenge, go out there and be that friend to somebody. You don't have to have the solutions for everything. You don't have to be a coach. You don't have to be a doctor. You just need to be there sometimes for that person. And my second challenge, though, is if you don't have those people, to cultivate those people. And this has been such a great day for me to learn about all these different people. And I feel like I can even reach out to some of them because I've learned so much about their personal lives. But it takes time, it takes dedication, it takes communication, appreciation, and you got to care. So those are my first two challenges for today, is to be that friend. And I'm so grateful in that opportunity that my friend was there for me, and that I hopefully can be there for others. And my second situation is a little more of this story. I want to tell a little bit of the background. A little over 2 years ago, I lost my husband to brain cancer. But the interesting part about his story is that he actually got brain cancer 4 years previous to that. And he did an incredible job fighting it, but it was a terminal cancer. So for 4 years, I knew that something was going to happen to him. I knew that we would lose him eventually, but we had a lot of hope, and we had a lot of good times and a lot of prayers and help from other people. But I named my talk Crying Over Cookies because even those 4 years, knowing that I was going to lose him, obviously when he left this earth life, I was very despaired. I was very depressed. I was very sad, obviously, and still quite shocked because for some reason I got to have him for those 4 years. So I thought, oh, well, maybe he won't, maybe I'll get, more time. And one day, as I was pretty depressed, as you would probably imagine, my sister-in-law asked me what she could do for me. And I said to her, nothing. All I want to do is sleep and eat cookies in bed. And that's how I really felt. I can remember laying on the couch and just feeling a magnetic pull to the couch that I just wanted to sleep. It just felt so good to my body to just lay there and rest. And I want you to know that that is okay. That was healing to me. That was where I needed to be. So as I told my sister-in-law that, she doesn't live close. So 3 days later, guess what I got in the mail? A box this big. Well, you probably can't see my hands. Huge box with 12 boxes of cookies in it. Now, mind you, I'm a pretty healthy person. I always have been. And I've kind of been on the health journey for the last 30 years, trying to eat healthy and, do that kind of stuff. But I definitely have a love for sugar. Let's just say that. And so when these cookies arrived, you better believe I ate all those cookies, because inside my body, as I was eating them, they gave me a joy. They gave me happiness. They filled that gap, that void that I was having. So I ate all those cookies, and, I had this talk to myself all the time. I deserve this. I am sad. I've gone through a lot. I'm going to eat this. I'm going to sleep. And that's okay. Again, I don't feel bad about that at all. But it got to a certain point where it's like, I knew what I was doing. I knew this mindset that I had of my own. And so one time I was dropping off my daughter and her friend to choir, and I knew I had the 2 hours to myself. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go get my junk food, go get my C's candy. And I just sat there and I was like, you know what? I'm done with this. This is it. This is the last time that I will eat like this because of Keith, because of losing my husband. I'm done. And so as I left and I said, that's it, I'm done, never going to do that again. I'm happy to report that I had never and will never do that again for that purpose. Now, not to say I still don't enjoy my sugar, because I absolutely do, but I never went back to that. But as I left that night, I went to go pick up the girls, and I was just so happy. I was like, I just made I can't believe I just made this great idea. I'm going to change and things are going to be so happy, and I'm ready to, move on. And I picked them up and they were like, wow, why are you so happy? And I was like, well, guess what? I'm not going to eat because I'm sad anymore. And I'm just done with the sugar. And I no sooner was driving down the freeway and a song came on that reminded me of Keith, and the tears just started flowing. And that's okay. Again, I knew that I just needed to release all that. And I was still sad. It's not like I changed everything in my life that night. I certainly didn't. But that one little thing I did change. And that was the start of my changes. So then I thought, okay, I'm doing good with that, but I'm still sad and I still need to make some changes. And so the next thing that I did was, and this was probably a few months later, that I just was, I needed to fill that void. That sugar and those nice long naps were filling a void for me. How was I going to fill that instead of doing those things? And so I hired a life coach. And that was mind blowing. Like I had all these goals and things that I wanted to do. And I thought I had a timeline for them. I thought I needed to wait for certain things. And she kept saying, well, why not now? And I would say, well, I don't know. Why not now? And it just really helped me to realize you don't have to wait for something. I didn't need to wait a year, like I thought everybody said, to do certain things after Keith had passed away. I didn't need to wait till my daughter graduated to start my career and my passion. Why not now? I needed to start them now because I had a void and I had a brand new life that I need to make sure that I was doing the right thing with. And so my last takeaway is the mindset change. And this is something that I've loved about life coaching, because we all have in our mind a story. And it could be something like, you know what? I need to fulfill myself with these treats because I am sad, and that's okay. But if we want to change that, we need to first figure out, where does that mindset come from? What stories have I told myself? What stories have people told me that I have believed? People didn't think I should be dating at a certain point. Was I supposed to listen to them, or was I supposed to listen to me? I was supposed to listen to me. I needed to get rid of all that mindset that was wrong, that people had told me, that I had told myself, the stories that were out there, what the normal was, and say, okay, what do I want? And with the help of that life coach, I was able in the last year and a half to get a career, to change, to be able to have now a passion, to be able to join you ladies and to be able to start this journey for myself. And the best thing about it is I was able to date at this age of upper 40s, get out there and decide to date. And I'm happy to report, as well as somebody else said this 2020 has been the best year of my life because I'm engaged now with a wonderful person, and it's just been life changing. So changing that mindset was the start for me. And it started, I think, way back when I had friends and family throughout the entire time that supported me. So I hope that you have somebody like that, that you, even if you don't, go find them, but especially be that person for people, because they will feel that and they will want to be near you and they will be there for you when you need them. And so I thank you today for letting me join you. And why not now? Go out there today and make a change in your life. Thank you.